Okay, men, so here's the challenge laid out here before us. The wives I hear are saying, sure, I know the Bible says I'm supposed to be submissive to my husband, but he's a dud, and I thought I married a dude. So what's a girl to do? And William and I were talking, looking around, saying, you know, they're right. So hey guys, here's the plan. We better shape up and become more respectable. Hi everyone, I'm Raylan Alamo, and you're watching Citadel Catholic Media. Hey men, the feminists have sought to neuter us, and in many cases they've been quite successful. So many men have become sloppy and lazy and slouched themselves right into the stereotypical joke of a man that's portrayed in sitcoms and Hollywood movies. This has got to stop. For the good of society and for the family, men have got to clean up their act. We are in dire need of men of greatness. We have got to revive this in the men of today. Our world is undoubtedly headed for some tough times ahead for years to come, and we will need men of toughness and character. The place to start is by rooting out our faults. I think one of the most harmful things for the family is television. It is no coincidence that the shows that are aired on TV are called programs. Studies show that the best way to educate or indoctrinate people is to get them in a semi-relaxed state. So we get there and we're entertained by the asinine celebrities on TV, and they begin to do what? You got it. Start programming. Male bashing that is displayed on TV, not to mention the putrid immorality, puts the enemy in our kids' minds. In the case of the dad, they begin to see him as a joke. We can't expect to instill an attitude of respect and dignity for the father if we sit our kids down in front of sitcoms that are degrading and tearing him down. At one point I completely eliminated TV from our home. Now we only use it very sparingly for specific things. One thing that's glaring to me is the amount of silliness in men today. Whatever happened to men being serious about life? Instead of being focused on sports or video games, we should have focus, goals, and direction for the leading of our families. Sure, we need to prepare them to be good citizens in society, but we also need to prepare them for heaven, teaching them their faith and helping them to overcome their sins. And how about the way men dress in their home? Early on in our marriage, when we only had a couple of kids, I was going the way of the world, the way the modern man does. Whenever he gets home to his castle, he'll get there and he gets comfortable. So I would go in and take my shoes off, get out of my shirt and tie, and put on some shorts. You know, it's hot down here in the South. Then I came to realize that's downright sloppy. If we look at programs and picture books from the 1950s, we'll see a dad who's there in his home, and he's in his shirt and his tie, possibly even a coat, with his shoes on, sitting in his chair there with his family, talking with them, dignified. So why have we lost this? Why were men so much better then than they are now? Is this just nostalgia that I'm talking about? I don't think so. How would we dress if we went to see the mayor or the bishop? Would we wear shorts? Why would our family deserve less? When I decided to start recording these videos, there was no doubt in my mind that I would put a coat and a tie on here to stand before you. Why? Because I believed that it lends more to my credibility than sitting in front of the camera in a t-shirt with a ball cap on my head backwards. Let's face it, dress means something, and it definitely means something in the eyes of the kids as to how they see their dad and how the wife sees her husband. Back when men would dress this way in the home, marriages and families used to stay together. It may not always be necessary to be in a shirt and tie, but at least let's lose the shorts. Could you see St. Joseph in a pair of shorts with an I Love New Orleans t-shirt with a hat on backwards and his flip-flops? I don't think so. I don't think so. One of the things I really see missing in men today is a lack of toughness. I'm not talking about brute strength, but an interior toughness, a toughness of mind and character. There is a serious lack of self-control and self-denial. If we follow our faith, we know that the scriptures say we ought to deny ourselves and take up our cross. Our kids have to see us able to do this. We have to be able to overcome those cardinal sins. Gluttony, are we overweight? Lust, do we use contraception or mutilation so that we don't have to discipline the desires for the flesh? Avarice. Do we gamble so that we'll win it big and be able to obtain more earthly goods? Sloth. Are we lazy? Do we loaf around the house? Are we busy about our responsibilities and involved with the activities of our wife and our children? These are the ways Satan has lured our men to sleep. The men of the Great Depression and World War II were tough. They could do without. Our excesses have lured us into a state of vain complacency. It's time for us to get tough and get serious, like these great men of the past. It's one thing to know what to do. It's another thing to do it. Next time we're going to talk about walking the talk, setting a good example, here on Husbands Love Your Wives at Citadel Catholic Media. Come back and see us. God bless you.